Hey, good morning. I'm so happy that you're here joining me today. We're continuing on in this reading through the Heritage series. Today in church, we're going to be looking at Ruth 1 to 18, but we're going to be looking at more than just Ruth. We're going to be looking at Rahab, we're going to be looking at Tamar, we're going to be looking at Ruth and Boaz. And all of these characters are found in the genealogy of Jesus, which is interesting because they may not fit the profile that most people would think of people who were, grandparents or great-grandparents of Jesus, but they are. You see, a couple of them were prostitutes. They were women of ill repute. They were all foreigners. They weren't part of the Israelites from the beginning. But what it says to me is that God welcomes people who are sinners just like me, who have a backstory and even, continue to mess up here and there and don't necessarily fit what people might think of being in part of God's family. They were all people who made a choice in their life to leave following the ways of their people and chose to follow God's people and follow God. And I think that's an amazing story with Ruth and these others that shows us that we can be welcomed in, not as grandparents to Jesus, but welcomed into the spiritual family of God because of what now Jesus has done. That our backstory doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We can actually be forgiven, we can be transformed, and we can go forward as spiritual heirs to God's kingdom. And so I hope that's an encouraging word for you today. I know it is for me. Hopefully we'll see you in church today.